Okay, now before I put the motor plate on permanently, I'd like to go over a couple of things about engine sprocket shaft spline protrusion through the pulley and on your pulley insert. What you want to do is make sure it's pushed all the way up, and when you look inside where the splines are, you don't want to see any of the motor sprocket splines pulling through on the outboard side of the pulley. So that way, whenever the nut goes on, it tightens up against the pulley insert and not up against the shaft. Now, I just want to show something really quick. I've got a pulley set up here. I know that everything is okay on this engine with this pulley, but this insert right here is not the right insert, okay? And the reason that I know is once you put the nut on, if you screw the nut all the way down and then you tighten up the nut and torque it in place, and you can move your sprocket in and out, what that's going to do, if you run it like that, it'll run for a while like that. It's going to be noisy, but there's going to be a little bit of looseness. It's going to tear the splines out. It could ruin your sprocket shaft on your engine, and then you're going to have to go in, have the flywheels replaced, or a new sprocket shaft put in on your flywheels and everything, and it's going to cost a lot of money. So you need to pay attention to this step, because you can tighten that down with an impact or put red Loctite or whatever you want to put on there, but if that pulley moves in and out, it's still not going to be tight. So the reason that this pulley is not fitting properly is because if you look in there, there's splines protruding outside of the pulley, and the nut is tightening up against those splines, and then the pulley is still loose on there. So what you need to have is, once the pulley goes on and the nut is tight and everything is torqued down, you shouldn't be able to move the pulley. And if you can not move the pulley, and you see that with this a little bit loose, you can move it and then tighten it down, then once you get it torqued and Loctite it and torqued in place, everything's going to be fine.